Hey everyone, Michigan here, welcome back to the channel, and probably my third or fourth Vickers replay in the past month, including that 2-minute review. But I love this tank, can't quite get enough of it, so here we go again. I'm in a tier 10 game on Serene Coast, spawning on the north side, and I'm platooned up with Buttercup, who is now a member of class as well. So I am starting off this game going to the 7 line, just looking to shoot across. Now we don't really have much in the light department, just 2 Selmas, and one thing I've been noticing with a lot of these new, light tanks, these Czech light tanks, is that they don't tend to play like traditional lights, and that can cause some havoc on the team when, let's say, that you have a Tasak and the enemy team has an EBR, because the Tasak doesn't want to go out there and get lit and die, so instead he sits back, allowing the enemy light to run circles around us, basically, and there isn't much we can do. So, luckily, they also have a Selma, and you can see where the Selma is right now at Bravo 3. He's not spotting the middle at all, which I personally widely disagree with. The enemy Selma takes a crack at me there, but because he has such low damage per shot, and it really relies on the amount of seconds the enemy tank is lit for, he only gets 135 off on me, so, as well as destroying about a third of a residential unit back there, so nothing too bad in that department. Now, I see that Buttercup is pretty much in a 4v2 up there, so I'm going to try and work the middle side. I can't go too deep, but if the enemy teams are a little sloppy, I can get some shots up there and at least chip a little away. You can see that Sturv K is exposing just top of the turret. Now, my accuracy, I believe I just put Bond's Vents on it. It is not here in this battle, but this accuracy isn't going to do me many favors. Now, this is a tough shot, but I have high expectations when it comes to this tank, given that it's the most accurate meeting. I was hoping at least 1 or 2 of those may have hit. Unfortunately, we didn't get any, but we do get our first shot off in the T-54. The solid roll for 395. Grill sets him on fire, so awesome result there. Looking for that Sturv K again. Not going to get anything. Buttercup's, his teammate up there in the 1-2-1 has died, so it is now just Buttercup, and he is about to feel the full wrath of the artillery as I believe that was probably the Batchat splashed him. And he also gets hit by the GW there. We get our first nice hit there on the Sturv K for the solid 400. Looking for the Kunzenpanzer. Just take a punt at him. Didn't quite connect, but not too bad. Kunzenpanzer is looking up again. We're going to put another good shot in there, just putting us just a touch under 1200 damage. And right now our team's down 3k and a kill. And it's still just Buttercup up there, and you can see he's just taking repeated artillery hits, so I'm really trying to get shots in. Now, I would love to be in a vehicle where I could go up there to Charlie 1 and support him, but I would be trading 1 for 1. And against tanks up there like the S-Conk, the T-54, and the artillery up there, it's just not going to be a good idea. So I am going to move forward to see if I can't get some render on him. Looking for the Sturv K. We're going to go right through his gun mantlet with the APCR rounds on this tank and get our first kill of the game, bringing our team's total from being down 1 kill right up to being even. Now, something just happened there as somebody's losing a ton of health. I'm assuming it was the Selma killing our Selma. So you can see the numbers in the top left if you want to rewind 10 seconds. It actually updates instantly. It doesn't wait. We do get some spots on that Object 268. You can see our coordination popping up there, which did give us a little bit of extra accuracy, allowing us to get our shell in just a touch quicker, but we weren't going to get an extra shell anyway. Leopard. Now, that was a disappointing ricochet off the back of the Leopard. Maybe it was off of its engine deck. I don't know the armor profile of the top of the Leopard, but I felt that should have been some form of an overmatch. Well, no worries. We're going to have to clear him out eventually, so if we want to win this battle. Now, we have fallen 3 kills. Buttercup gets a great shot on that Kunzenpanzer to bring it back to being down 2. And that Selma is now still in there underneath our 263, spotting him and the 432. Buttercup is looking for the T-54 up there. Not quite sure if he wants to take it. Obviously, they have a Vickers sitting in the back, as well as a 704 and a 268, so that could be quite dicey. Now, I am going to rotate over there. I figure that I have full HP. I'm going to go over there and see if I can't help Buttercup. The Vickers shows up from the rear, so I realize that now I have to go for him. Unfortunately, I'm going to be a little too late here, and the Vickers is going to get a shot into the back of Buttercup there. Buttercup takes another hit from the artillery, and then Vickers finishes him off. So I'm going to use an auto lock on this, swapping to HE rounds. That was a really bad roll. Unfortunately, I probably should have aimed it, but Driving full speed, that's more what I'm focused on. Vickers is going to bail. I'm going to wait until I get unspotted. And we're going to swap back to APCR with Intuition. Means it only takes about a second, 1.15 seconds to finish this off. And we are going to have a little bit of work cut out for us. So the big key here is that there are those TDs up top, and we really do not want to get hit by either of them, especially if they're loading HE. We've just lost another 2 tanks in the Conqueror GC and the M55. The T10 wasn't able to get over there in time, so unfortunately we don't quite get it. We are going to spot the Vickers. We still have an APCR round loaded. We're just going to take it. No sense in swapping to HE there if we weren't guaranteed another hit. Vickers pops out from behind the rock. Presumably he doesn't know exactly where we are, and the 263 decides to join us. Now, I have an interesting decision to make, and, you know, I'm going to just pause it real quick. Actually, we'll just keep going. Is that I could press down this way, but I don't really see too much of a reason for that, given that the enemy team outnumbers us 4-2 over here, and also we are about to get capped out. So I just get lit by the Object 268. I believe as I'm firing, I'm going to take a gamble. I'm still lit here. 268 making a run for it. I get hit by the Vickers 3. Track not penetrated on the 268, but we do have a really quick reload, so I should be able to get him off, and we finish off that 268 for kill number 2. However, we still are down 4 tanks in this game, so the enemy team have twice as many vehicles left as we do. However, 2 of those are artillery, but against a tank like the Vickers, that can be exceptionally dangerous. So I say the Concept 5 asks for help defending the base. I respond with affirmative, and I think this 263 is going to follow me. Now, the Concept 5 is really in a pickle there. Doesn't have great camo. The 432 is getting absolutely obliterated by the Selma there, taking about 600. Concept takes a hit from the artillery, and the 268 has now turned around and is coming back. So we're now down 4,000 HP in this battle. I have by far the most hit points left, but I'm going to have to be very careful about how I use it. Now we're down 5 vehicles in this game. It is just myself, the 432, and the 263 in this game to clear out 8 enemy vehicles. So this is going to be, and we're down 4,300 HP. So our work is definitely going to be cut out for us. Looking for the grill there. Going to put one in. I think I'm going to swap to HE. I don't actually. Not quite. I believe that I still think that there's a tank on the cap. Now I swap to HE, and the JP pops up. I decide I'm just going to try and put an HE round into his lower plate. That wasn't the best decision. I should have just swapped. The Jagdpanzer wasn't looking. The 432 is going to go around behind the grill there, looking for the JP. I know that JP can pen my turret easily, even with HE, but I am banking on my accuracy being able to hit his cupola, so I'm just going to poke out just enough. His gun isn't super high up, and I get another shot on the JPZ, but the 704 decides to rotate out, and that means I have to get out of this position. I cannot afford to sit here and take another shot from the 263. We have the 432 did finish off the grill, and he's still going for him. He's now going for the JP, but I'm just trying to stay safe here. Vickers is coming in from the high side. He's a 2-shot. We're both 2 shots for each other. Vickers doesn't really know that I'm here. I get a nice roll for 404, and now I just need one more hit on him. The Batchat finishes off the 432, which means it is now a 4v2 with myself and the Object 263 with a 1-shot Vickers here. But I am down quite a bit, taking another hit from the Batchat 155. 263 finishes off the Vickers 3, and you can see that Captain Joseph Saintiano is super excited. I guess that was a nice blind shot. And now it is going to be up to him and myself to finish off 2 full health artillery and a full health Object 704. And we are, I believe, he can take a hit from the 704. It's possible, I believe, that guy could roll enough to kill him. It might be close. But I am definitely a 1-shot, so I'm going to work as a semi-scout here. I know the 704 probably didn't make it back in time, so what I'm going to do is use some of my speed here and see if I can't get some of the artillery out. Now, I don't quite know where they are, but I do spot a Batchat here. Zooming in, I think about firing. Decide I'm going to load a HE round, which, with 480 alpha, all I needed to do was, I believe that guy had about 490 HP, so we got a slight high roll. But with a 5.71 second reload, then I would have been able to kill him anyway. So now I'm communicating with the Object 263 here. So he says, you know, I can take a shell, which is great. I told him I'll support him. I think the 704 is on full HP, so great communication there between myself and Captain Joseph here. So I actually did message him after the game. You know, I already knew I was going to. He is in a clan, and we don't recruit out of other people's clans, but I let him know that if he ever does find himself clanless for whatever reason, then to give me a heads up, and I would love to take him on. We love team players like that, and I'm sure that Bond 2 loves team players like that as well. So you guys are lucky to have him, if anybody from Bond 2 is watching this. So I then say that let's see, I won't spoil it for a second, I'll let the chat pop up. So I asked him, I said, you can cap, and I'll cover you. So if we both sit in the cap circle, the 704 knows exactly where we both are. However, we know that the 704 is probably coming from about the EF line, which means I should be able to outflank him. And actually in this process, I find the GW, who, because the Batchat, because the Batchat was killed down in that area, then he was expecting us to come up that lane, but, you know, we both knew that we weren't going to go up down a road like that. So I tell the 263, I just click on the map that I'm making sure the 704 isn't poking, because I really don't want our 263 to end up in a 1v1. 704 doesn't like me. There's a risk that he likes me here, but he goes unlit. And I just tell the 704, I kind of ping where I'm going to go, and this way we can catch him in a crossfire. Now I'm going to still have to be careful here. I don't want to get overzealous and try and clear him out too fast. If the 263 is going to have the better shot, then we're going to have to give it to the 263. So you know the 704 hasn't quite crossed. I'm trying to get double bush, but I'm far enough away, and that there is another bush in front of me that it shouldn't get lit, and I don't. My shot for 403 gets the 704 down to basically a one shot. I hit for 390, so I would need a slightly high roll. At the same time, this 704 has to go back to reset the 263 if he wants to win this game. So I'm going to go around a little extra wide to make sure that this 704, which I'm sure is coming in, and this way there's no way that he can absolutely see me at all. 704 takes a punt, he bounces, I get a slightly high roll, but with my reload, we are going to be able to finish him off. Finishing with 5 kills, 6,600 damage, and 1,000 assists, along with Captain Joseph here, which was a huge reason why we won this game. Being able to draw the enemy tank in, getting a lucky spot on that artillery. I personally expected him to be back at about K3, and being able to win this game. So let's go check out the post-game. Alright, so we finished top of our team with a Livahasso's medal, tank sniper, steel wall, believe it or not, and high caliber, a multitude of small ribbons as well. We finished top on our team, obviously, with our 6,634 damage, 5 kills, and 1,175 base XP. Pretty good game. Just behind the Object 432 with 4 kills, who did a fantastic job helping out in the end there. Unfortunately, they already did finish him off. And we fired 27 shells, 23 of which hit, and 19 penned. Obviously, you know, a lot of those shells that we were missing were against that Sturv K at the top of the hill when we were trying to help out our platoon mate, Buttercup. And out of the 23 we fired, 19 penned, so 4 bounces, 4 misses, not too bad. A couple of splash damage hits, 1 on the JP E100 and 1 on their enemy Vickers that we hit for about 200. Overall, with a premium account, we made 107,000 credits. We still have consumables that we purchased in bulk, I believe about like 20 million of each. Make sure I had them. And after all of our extra XP multipliers, got about 10,000 XP. So, and that was all in a 12-minute battle. So I hope you enjoyed this one. This was a fun game. Not the craziest battle I'm sure you've ever seen, but definitely one that I enjoyed playing. And, you know, for a player of my level, being able to pull out a win like this is awesome and memorable. So figured I'd share it with you all. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.